and welcome to the Heidrick and Struggles Leadership podcast. I'm Chessy Michel, a member of our Global Technology and Services practice, and a core member of our digital infrastructure team. Today, I'm joined by my colleague, Gentile. Jessica, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Great. Happy to be here, Chessy. Thanks so much. I'm Jessica Gentile, partner at Heidrick in our GTS, Global Technology and Services practice, sit in Chicago, and pleased to be part of this series.
Thanks, Jess. Today, we're excited to be joined here by Matt Carter, the CEO of Intrado, a Stone Peak-backed provider of 911 critical infrastructure and technology solutions. Appointed as CEO in 2023, Matt brings over 25 years of senior leadership experience in enterprise networking, cloud, and digital technology industries. In addition to his role at Intrado, Matt also serves on the boards of JLL and NRG Energy. Matt, we're excited to have you here today, and welcome to the podcast.
Well, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
To start off here, I'll jump in. Matt, what is your approach to building high-performance teams?
My approach to building high-performing teams really revolves around sort of three key principles: clarity, capability, culture. First, let me deal with clarity. It's important in terms of clarity that there's a vision and goals to ensure that everyone on the team understands the direction and their role in achieving it. So when people understand kind of what the vision, what the mission is, it makes it then a lot easier for them to understand what their role is in helping us to fulfill it. Second, capability, really focusing on recruiting, developing the right individuals. It's not just the experience, but it's also the mindset that's also critically important. And then third, culture, really around emphasizing fostering an environment of trust, of collaboration, and continuous improvement. So when I look at in terms of building high-performing teams, three things, really. Clarity is absolutely essential, capability, and then culture. Those are the three things.
And when you think about your career over time, right? You've been a very successful CEO in both public and private-backed companies, private equity companies. How does that shape the thinking? Does that play a factor as you think about just the depth of experience, breadth of experience you have in different structures, cadences, et cetera? How do you think about that as you consider building teams based on the environment with which you're in?
I equated to sports, because I'm from Boston, so I will always use Boston sports teams, and particularly Bill Belichick. They always used to ask him, what kind of football do the Patriots play? And he said, we don't have a particular style. It's all situational football. And what he really meant by that was every opponent brings something different. You don't want to be the guy with the hammer. Every problem looks like a nail. And you just go about it the same way, same approach. Certainly you want to play to your team's strengths. So when I look at my background and the things that I've been able to accomplish, I think it's really been flexibility. I've been able to adapt, right, and maneuver and not be stuck with one approach to any particular situation. So having led both public and private equity-backed companies, also VCs, I've learned the importance of adaptability and strategic alignment. Those are just important things in terms of the experience that I've had. In public companies, there's a strong focus on transparency and accountability to shareholders with the appropriate governance framework and consistent communication. So on the public side, you have to certainly be a lot more transparent, more willing and open. You got to remember you're there for your shareholders. Certainly in private equity, you're there for them. But there is a communication cadence that's absolutely essential. In PE-backed companies, agility and results-driven mindsets are absolutely essential to heighten the emphasis on value and rapid growth and creation. So private equity, I find there tends to be a lot more, how do we go at it quicker, faster, to accrete value as quickly as you possibly can. Certainly on the public side, people certainly want value accretion as quickly as they can, but it's done in a little bit more structured approach because of the transparency and accountability for the public markets that you have to provide.
Are there any particular leadership skills or capabilities you think are most important for people to have as you're hiring as part of effective leadership teams, Matt?
Yeah, absolutely. Effective leadership teams absolutely have to possess strategic thinking. The world isn't static. The world isn't linear. So you have to have really good strategic thinking skills, emotional intelligence. Remember, at the end of the day, you're in the people business and you have to motivate people. You have to get them to buy in. There's no longer, my way or the highway approach to stuff. People want to be convinced, and you have to be able to have the right emotional intelligence to know how to work with a bunch of different types of people to bring out the best in them. And then lastly, resiliency. At the end of the day, business is a day-to-day combat. You're going to get knocked down. You got to get back up. You're going to have bad presentation days. You're going to have bad outcomes, bad quarters. But at the same time, you have to kind of keep on keeping on. And so I think all of these things, emotional intelligence fosters strong relationships and team cohesions. Resilience is really essential for overcoming setbacks and driving sustained performance. And then you got to be able to effectively communicate with people. I was telling somebody just recently, we had set forth a set of motions here in the company. And somebody said, yeah, we've already said that like 3 or 4 times in different communications. I said, yeah, we're going to say it a 5th time. And then we're going to say it a 6th time. Because you got to constantly keep reminding people, reinforcing so that everybody has cognition, so that it becomes literally almost like breathing air. It's just part of how we do things on a day-to-day basis.
I want to go back to something you said earlier because I think it's so important. You are known for building strong cultures and driving followership. So how do you create and maintain a strong team culture that drives performance, drives engagement?
So I always say the star of the team is the team. And it's only about me to the extent it's about us. And so it's only about me to the extent that I'm doing my part to make sure that I'm creating an environment that allows my team to be successful. I never understood leaders who go out of their way to not help their teammates be successful. Maybe it's just the old sports guy in me. It's like, I want everybody on my team to do their part, to be successful, because it helps us to be successful. So it's a philosophy that I have. The star of the team is the team, and that everybody on the team needs to be doing their part, their sacrifice. You got to do your job to help the team to succeed. And part of my job as a leader is to make sure that I'm creating an environment that allows that there's trust, collaboration. I view myself as a player coach. I'm not just a guy you come in and just give an update to. I'm in the game with you.
Yeah. And kind of building on that, in the game with the team, in addition to your CEO role, you're also on the board of 2 public companies, JLL, NRG Energy. When you think about these board roles, in addition to your executive role, how has that shaped your thinking as a CEO?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So I think the first thing is that most people who get on public company boards have shown some kind of track record of success. You find yourself surrounded around really talented, smart people. And if you're then open-minded, you embrace that, hey, I can learn, I can grow. They may work in different industries. They may have grown up differently. I grew up in marketing. They may have grown up in finance or product or whatever it may be. And they bring a different perspective. And so it's really, as a leader, it's about growing. Yeah, we get paid for what we know, but what has made the biggest difference is taking that path down that road of what you didn't know. And what you find in a lot of companies, a lot of people, they stay with what they know, right? And for me, and for the kind of team that I want people who want to explore. I'm not just interested in what I know. I already know what I know. Tell me something that I don't know that helps us to be better.
That's excellent. Well, Matt, thank you. And as we wrap up here, looking ahead, what trends do you foresee? In the sector, in the digital infrastructure sector, how should teams prepare to stay ahead of all those changes?
Things are moving at a rapid pace. Your mind is overloaded with just all types of information. Data is increasingly becoming the currency to engage, to get smarter, to inform, to anticipate. So AI is playing a big role. And so I just think that for organizations and people, I think staying informed, making sure you're not standing still. Because if you are, something's going to catch up to you and bite you. You got to keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. And so when I look at the trends ahead, I think this whole thing with AI is, we're seeing it on our end. It's going to have massive impacts in terms of how we serve customers, how work sets get done. And so understanding that is really top of mind for all of us here at Intrado.
That's great. Keep moving, keep growing. Matt, thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, Matt.
Bye-bye.